The main event of the week that exploded the cryptocurrency community confirmed meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse at the World Economic Forum in Davos from January 1923, 2026. This is not just another meeting, it is a potential catalyst that could rewrite the rules of the game for the entire crypto industry. The Davos meeting is a logical continuation of the dialogue that began back on January 8, 2025, when Garlinghouse and Ripple's chief legal officer, Stuart Alderodi, joined a private dinner with Trump at his Mar-a-Lago residence. The Ripple CEO called the meeting a strong start to 2025, and the market reacted instantly with XRP growing 10-12%. Now, as Trump personally attends the WEF in Davos, attracting the attention of world leaders and business elite, his meeting with Garlinghouse takes on global significance. This is not just negotiations, it is a demonstration that cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies are becoming a central topic of the global economic agenda. Math behind the ambition. What lies behind the 20 figure? To understand the scale of this ambitious forecast, it is worth examining the numbers. Reaching 20 per XRP would require a market capitalization of 1.041.1 trillion. With the current circulating supply of 55 billion tokens, XRP would surpass Ethereum and become the second largest cryptocurrency, trailing only Bitcoin. For context, Bitcoin's market capitalization reached 1.91 trillion during peak periods, while Ethereum reached approximately 440 billion. XRP, reaching the 1 trillion mark, would require not just growth, but complete transformation of market structure. Expert predictions, from conservative to revolutionary. The analytical community demonstrates a wide spectrum of opinions regarding XRP's prospects. Conservative scenario, probability 25-30%. Analysts at Investing Haven considered 20 technically possible, but requiring extreme assumptions and multi-year implementation pathways. They predict that without significant structural changes, XRP will not reach 20 before 2035. Base case scenario, probability 40-45%. Consensus forecasts across multiple platforms show a range of 2.71, 8.6 for 2026, with an average around 3.9. An options-based analysis by Jeff Anderson from STS Digital indicates a 25% probability of exceeding 2.4 and a 10% probability of exceeding 3.9 by the end of 2026. Bullish scenario, probability 15-20%. X-Force Global Expert, using Elliott Wave theory, predicts a potential XRP surge to the 20-30 range in the current bull cycle. The analyst claims that XRP has entered the third wave, which is traditionally the strongest and longest, with an initial target around 16.3, and after correction a final push to 27. Cub, extreme scenario, probability 5-10%. Analyst XRPunky, based on a symmetrical triangle pattern from 2017, states 20+ target for XRP is a given. It will happen by the end of this cycle. He notes that XRP could reach 20 as early as late August, early September, though if momentum slows, the cycle could extend to Q4 2025 or Q1 2026. As of mid-January 2026, XRP is trading in the 2.15 range, showing stability after correction from the all-time high of 3.65 reached in July 2025. Technical indicators point to critical levels, nearest support. C. 2.05, 2.1. The base level where the coin is forming a foundation for further growth. First resistance. 3.2, a key psychological barrier, overcoming which opens the way to 3.6 and above, critical level. a fourth psychological mark that XRP must overcome to confirm the bullish scenario. X-Force Global Analyst notes that specifically, 4 is the main obstacle on the path to 20. Intermediate targets. 8. 10 the zone where XRP would reach a market capitalization comparable to Ethereum, requiring massive institutional adoption by investors, banks, and CBDCs. Elliott Wave Theory. Where are we? According to X-Force Global Analysis, XRP completed a 5-wave impulse from 0.37 to 2.4 plus, followed by a 3-wave correction to 1.5. The current structure indicates entry into the third wavia phase that historically brings the most powerful and prolonged movement. An alternative scenario suggests formation of a flat correction 1-2, followed by a powerful impulse. In both cases, analysts agree. We are very close to strong upward movement. There are no signals indicating deeper decline. How Trump changes the rules. The key catalyst for XRP was the complete transformation of the regulatory landscape in the U.S. After Trump came to power, the SEC terminated or suspended at least 12 cases against cryptocurrency companies, including Ripple. Democrats in the House of Representatives are outraged that the SEC has walked away from meritorious litigation, despite positive federal court decisions. Particular attention is drawn to a letter from Democratic representatives led by Maxine Waters, accusing the SEC that political connections may influence enforcement outcomes. Notably, the Binance case, where Changpeng Zhao received a pardon from Trump and Justin Sun invested $10 million in Trump family business WLFI tokens, is viewed as an example of potential conflict of interest. Trump has formed the most crypto-friendly administration in U.S. history, including appointments of Elon Musk and David Sachs, who plan to focus on cryptocurrencies and artificial intelligence. The Mar-a-Lago meeting discussed regulatory clarity and the future of blockchain technology. In his July 19, 2025 speech, Trump stated, "The technological foundation of the financial system is decades out of date. Payments and money transfers are expensive and take days or even weeks." These words virtually repeat Ripple's key thesis about the need to modernize payment infrastructure using XRP. What drives XRP? Ripple is actively expanding its U.S. presence, signing more deals in recent weeks of 2024 than in the previous 6 months, and posting 75% of job openings in America. The company launched the RLUSD stablecoin under regulatory oversight from New York DFS, and Ripple President Monica Long stated the token will appear on more exchanges in the near future. Ripple's payment operations have doubled transaction volume, potentially accelerating RLUSD adoption. Long also expects growth in spot XRP ETF applications, and believes regulators may approve them faster than many expect. The Davos meeting occurs against a backdrop of global geopolitical events, military action in Venezuela, threats to seize Greenland, and the situation in the Middle East. Trump plans to announce the start of the second phase of the Gaza truce and discuss his economic plans, including tariffs and microchips. In this context, cryptocurrencies are viewed as instruments of financial sovereignty and technological leadership. Despite Trump's crypto-friendly rhetoric, Democrats are actively resisting the termination of SEC cases. Maxine Waters' letter demands explanations from the SEC about knowledge of Sun's connections to the People's Republic of China and individuals or organizations affiliated with the CCP. If political pressure intensifies, Ripple could find itself in the crosshairs again. X-Force Global Analyst warns that after reaching 16.3 in the third wave, a correction to 6 in the fourth wave is possible before XRP begins forming the fifth wave to 27. This implies a potential 60% drop from peak values, which would wipe out margin traders' positions. Reaching 20 would require not just growth, but massive global adoption and significant institutional investment. If XRP reaches 20 but fails to maintain utility and demand, a massive sell-off could occur, dragging the price back down to current levels. According to cryptocurrency analysis tool CoinCodex, the probability of XRP reaching 20 by the end of 2026 is only 0.29%. This extremely low probability reflects the massive market cap required and the need for unprecedented adoption and investment inflow. The meeting between Trump and Garlinghouse in Davos symbolizes a fundamental shift from crypto persecution to potential integration into the global financial system. XRP stands at a crossroads. Either it becomes the foundation for a new payment infrastructure or remains just another speculative asset. For investors, the key is not to chase the 20 dream, but to assess risks realistically. As X-Force Global Analyst notes, the 20 target is possible, but the path there will be volatile and uncertain. The Davos meeting may provide clarity, but the real work of adoption and implementation lies ahead. For the market, 2026 will be a defining year. If XRP can break through 3.2, then 4, the path to 20 becomes more tangible. But without fundamental adoption and regulatory clarity, even Trump's support may not be enough to sustain such astronomical growth. The 20 XRP prediction captures imagination, but prudent investors should focus on incremental milestones. 3.2, 4-8 each level requiring validation through adoption, regulation, and market structure. The Davos meeting is a promising start, but the journey to 20 is a marathon, not a sprint.